Certainly not. We cannot cut funding and deliver the same services. And it's vitally important now, especially when times are uncertain, that people can count on their government services. Absolutely not. If you cut staff, you cut services.
These are essential services in a state like Queensland, which is growing dramatically every week and every year. We need to make sure that we maintain the appropriate standard of quality of public service in our community to make sure that those essential services are provided for the good of everyone in Queensland.
Well, I think the commitment to the Bligh government has to government services now is the best way to go forward. I'm appalled by the concept that some candidates have in this current election, where they think that funding should be cut to government agencies across the board by a figure of 3%. I know how important state government agencies are and the services they deliver right across the length and breadth of the state, and indeed in my electorate of Stafford. A cut in services, a cut in funding would mean a cut in services.
No, I do not believe that funding for government agencies should be cut. I think that it's very important that agencies are funded to be able to provide the services that they're required to do, and that's, health and education and police and roads and so on and so forth. Absolutely, I do not believe that they should be cut. I think that it's very important that we have the doctors and nurses and teachers and those on the front line, and I think it's very important that we have the people behind them to support them. Yes, I absolutely do support collective bargaining. I think that it's the most effective way for all members of the workforce to be able to have a fair say in the kind of conditions that they receive.
No, I don't believe funding for government agencies should be cut. It's impossible for the public sector to provide those vital, valuable services with any significant cut to their funding. I'm absolutely committed to maintaining the current system of our union collective agreements for workers.
Again, I just think that it is just an amazing proposition that anybody in this environment would be doing anything other than protecting and creating jobs, and in particular for government services which are at the very front line of caring for Queenslanders.
I know, in fact we think critical government agencies such as the Environment Protection Agency should be strengthened. We'd like that one to become Environmental Protection Authority with powers to prosecute, and we very much believe that government agencies have an important role to play, and we do not support cuts. Oh no, and we would also further like staffing in government agencies to be as far as possible on a permanent rather than a contract or part-time basis.
No, I don't believe government funding for agencies should be cut. This is actually, we're going through a financial crisis, and we don't want to be cutting jobs and funding at this time. It is a shame that we haven't, through the boom times, given more funding to these public jobs. I work as a doctor in the health system, and for years we've been asking for more funds. We need more funds in the health system, and we need to protect what we have and give more funds to that health system. Likewise, I have sisters who work in the education system. They too have complained about lack of funds in the education system. We need to protect the jobs, we need to protect the funds, and we need to improve funding for those areas. I don't believe staffing levels should be cut for public agencies. Once again, we've seen a shortage of staff. During the boom times, it was very difficult to recruit and retain staff. Now there's less jobs available in those mining industries. The last thing we need is public service people being put out onto the street after during this financial crisis.
Look, at the moment we're in unprecedented times in terms of the economy, and cutting jobs is not an option. It's in terms of, even if we weren't in this particular point in time, we're going through a period in Queensland where we're actually increasing the number of jobs in our public sector, and we're doing that with the police, the teachers, the allied health, the ambulances. So to answer your question, no, I don't believe in the cuts to those type of jobs. Look, it's exactly the same thing. You know, we want more police on the road, and quite frankly, we've over the last 10 years we've doubled the size of our police, and we're not stepping away from our recruitment policies there. We're recruiting more paramedics. We've actually employed an extra 250 teachers this year because of increased numbers in schools. You know, doctors and nurses. I think there's something like 2,500 more doctors and nurses this year. And that's going to be, and the need is not decreasing, it's actually increasing.